This is Southampton Story, a community effort to build a stronger Southampton.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming on this first anniversary of the Heart platform, the Edie Windsor Heart. Edie Windsor made history with a lawsuit that went to the Supreme Court and opened the door to legalize same-sex marriage in the United States, and what she did changed so many people's lives. Her legacy is being continued by her widow, Judith Case in Windsor, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today. But this beautiful platform that we're standing in front of was really the brainchild of our former supervisor, Jay Schneiderman, who I heard even crafted the hearts in your garage, right?
I did.
And together with Jackie O'Neill, put this together, and then most recently our clerk Sunday Schiermeyer and Nick Jimenez arranged for the beautiful landscaping. And so here we are today to celebrate once again, and I'd like to thank you all for coming and hand it. Oh wait, sorry. Michael Iacilli is very disappointed that he cannot be here today, but he tested positive for COVID, and he asked me to say that today, the town reaffirms that LGBTQ rights are human rights. I'm proud that the long-standing efforts Edie Windsor and her fellow activists who helped overturn the Defense of Marriage Act are enshrined in our Heart Memorial. From Michael Iacilli.
Thank you, Supervisor. It's nice to be back here at the Windsor Heart. It's very special to me. I probably made thousands of decisions in my life as a public official, and sometimes there's two sides to an issue, and you sort of grapple with it, you wrestle with it, and you try to figure out what the right thing to do is. On the issue of marriage equality, there weren't two sides, and love is love. It's the right thing to do, that no matter who you love, you should have the same right as everyone else. What happened with Edie and Thea, and they were together like 45 years. 45. They were madly in love. They couldn't get married in the United States because it was illegal. The Defense of Marriage Act. Marriage is only between one man and one woman. So when Thea got MS, actually they went up to Canada, where marriage was legal, and they got married. Came back to the United States, and when Thea passed away, Uncle Sam wanted taxes. Taxes that if they were married in the United States, you wouldn't have to pay. If your spouse passes away, you get their estate without taxes. They wanted over $363,000 in taxes, and it was just wrong. It was wrong. And Edie Windsor, this courageous woman who I actually got to meet while she was still alive, stood up. She stood up for what she knew was right, and she took on the United States. Can you believe that? She took on the United States of America in Windsor versus the United States, and won. Won 11 years ago this week. Won. And then it became the law of the land. Marry who you love. Marry who you love. So after Edie passed away, her wife, she remarried, Judith Case in Windsor. I wish Judith were here today. I wish she were here. She wasn't here at the unveiling of the memorial, and she couldn't be here today as well. But this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Judith. I mean, Judith originally came to me and said, Edie loved this community. She spent 40 years of her life here, mostly summers, but this was very much a part of her, and wanted to do something here to memorialize her, to remember her. And, at first I said, do you think like maybe we should name a park or a street? She's like, I don't know. And I said, can I think about it? And I thought about the fact that that battle for marriage equality was not only throughout the country, but it was right here at home. And there were people who wanted to get married here who couldn't. And because of Edie, they suddenly could. And our clerk, Cindy Schirmeyer, is really one of the first, to step up and to welcome same-sex couples to be married here at Town Hall. And marriages happen here a lot, almost every day. And they would stand out here on the lawn. And I thought, what if we created a memorial platform, a place where people could celebrate their love and unity and come together and be married. Judith, we came up with this design for this platform. It's true, I did a proof of concept test in my garage, casted some of the hearts, locked them, made sure that they fit together, this idea of interlocking hearts. And just real quickly, the symbology here of a heart of hearts, many hearts coming together to form one big heart. The diamond ring around it was Judith's idea. It was symbolic of this lapel pin that Edie wore because she couldn't wear a wedding ring that Thea had given her as an engagement present. So, yeah, so there's a lot of symbology built into it, symbolism, and, it's buy a heart. If you haven't bought one, if you're watching this, the money, all the money, we've already fully paid for this. There's no taxpayer dollar. Everything's been fully reimbursed by the roughly 40 hearts that are here. All the proceeds will go to the Edie Windsor Clinic, LGBTQ plus clinic out in Hampton Bays. So it's a really great donation, plus you get to be part of the heart. So again, to the town board, thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to support this. It's so important to so many people in our community.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I love the one heart, the Edie and Thea, that says, "Don't postpone joy." Sandy, would you like to say something about all the marriages you've done so far?
I actually performed a marriage ceremony here today.
You did?
Yes, oh, absolutely. We had to make it a little bit earlier. Otherwise, they would have been on camera right now having their marriage televised, potentially. But, before, when Jay was still the supervisor in the fall, I said to him, I'm marrying people here all the time, and I have to reposition them so that they get the backdrop of Town Hall rather than the dumpsters that are located at the school behind those trees. And he said, let's make it happen. And he asked me to be in charge of it and work with the engineering department because he knew he was going to be leaving the building and it wouldn't be planted prior to his stepping down as supervisor. So we carried on, and Nick in the engineering department and Tom. Nick actually designed the plantings himself, so he did it in-house, and Marty Shea weighed in to make sure that they were indigenous and that they were deer appropriate and everything else. So we all worked together, and this was just installed within the last 2 weeks. So we're very happy about this. It just really aesthetically completes this. And Jay, I'm hoping maybe someday we might get an arbor over here for a little shade too, but awesome. We'll work on that. But anyway, I'm happy to be here. It was a privilege for me to be able to meet Edie. We were in attendance at a movie premiere in Southampton, and her close friend, Jimmy Mack, insisted that I come over and meet Edie, and she was just a really wonderful, interesting lady, and it was really a privilege to meet her and then have worked on this after her passing. So thank you for everything that you put into this. Jackie, and is she still out there? I know worked extraordinarily hard on this with Judith as well. And this is the contribution that I've made following that up. So
it takes a lot of people.
And thank you for continuing to fund it after Jay's leaving. So much appreciated to all the town board. And thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks so much to everybody who made this happen. Oh, I guess that's it. Unless you want to say you're good? All right. Thank you all for coming today.
Questions?
Sophia still has her notes from
So here is this platform to support gay marriages, and yet now we have this center. It feels like we've come full circle because you have the center that helps all of the people in the rainbow.
We do. So we opened the center in 2021, expanded services, and since then have expanded even more services. We have mental health. So besides primary care, HIV care through our Rose Walton Care Services, we also now have care coordination and patient navigation, as well as mental health care services. But with those are all, most of our supportive services, or all of our supportive services, are provided through grants, through federal grants or state grants, or through with other agencies. So
when people come to your clinic, you don't basically get into the nitty-gritty of who you are, what you are. Here you have this center. It seems like such a great, safe place for people who have become part of this network. They can go and see a doctor freely without feeling that they're going to be judged.
correct. So at the center, we have all of our staff. All of our staff is trained, and we treat everyone with respect of who they are. So if someone comes in, we're going to use the correct name, the correct pronouns, and there's no judgment.
And some of the money, or all of the money actually, from this platform is supporting your center.
Yes, so we are very thankful to the town of Southampton, to Judith Case and Windsor, for creating this spot for people to get married, but also that the proceeds are all going to be for the center. So like I said before, a lot of our programs require grant, so it's really great that to have those donations then that we can use to for our patients at the center and for our services.
What kind of reaction are you getting from your patients? Were they putting off health care?
Yes, so actually in 2021, Stony Brook Medicine did a survey, an LGBTQ survey, those over the age of 18 throughout Nassau and Suffolk County, and there were people that were not going to seek health care because they were afraid. They thought they were going to be judged, in the past had been judged by other providers or staff at wherever they were getting care. So this really gives a safe place for people to go, and there's our center, and then we can refer out to places as well for specialty care.
And if people want to look into this, is there a number or a website? Where should they go?
Yes, they can go to Stony Brook Southampton Hospital website, and there is a link to our page there for the Edie Windsor Healthcare Center, or they can call 631-287-5990, and you can learn about our services. We'll let you know about all of them, schedule an appointment, and be happy to see you.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Southampton Story.